just wanted to thank you for stopping by my page and introduce myself. I'm Becky Wells. I wanted to tell you a little bit about my story, about how I got to where I am today. So, my journey started, funnily enough, when I left school, I actually always wanted to go in the police force. That was kind of my ambition since I was a teenager, was to go into a police force. And I injured my back. And looking back now, probably it made me a little bit depressed, a little bit withdrawn at the time. But I had a job. I was working for the government at the time, and so I just carried on in that job in the government. I was fairly shy at the time. Didn't really enjoy speaking out, saying something out of turn. And I worked with the government for around about 9 years, I believe. And for that 8 or 9 years, I rarely got promoted. I think I got promoted once the whole time. Because every time someone put me in front of my peers, even if I knew them really well and worked with them every day, I froze like a rabbit in headlamps. And then one day I decided it was time to make some changes. So I actually decided that I wanted to go and learn on new skills. So my idea was to go and learn personal training and then do that alongside my work in the government. But as most things happen, I was really good at what I did. I was a really good personal trainer, sports therapist, and I gave up that job with the government and went and worked within a gym and also in a hospital as a physio assistant. I did that for probably another, I think now, 15 years or so. Quite a few years. And then on my journey I decided that it was time to try and find a way for me to be more confident. So I looked into hypnotherapy for myself. And I trained with a company who taught me the basics. And I loved it. I really loved it. And it was one of those moments again where something I thought I'd just use as a hobby for myself became my passion, my work. And I was lucky enough to be able to set the hypnotherapy business up full time back in 2011. And along that way, I figured, obviously with my background in personal training, that I would probably end up doing things like weight loss. What I found is, what was drawn to me was almost the things that I had discovered about myself on the way. So I tend to work a lot with confidence, building people's confidences up. I kind of laugh these days because I love speaking on stage. And if anyone had said to me, probably even 10-15 years ago, you'd be on stage talking to 100 people, I would have laughed. It wouldn't have happened. And now I am that person that talks on stage. I love talking in front of people. And the key to this journey, I found, has actually learnt to be me again. That over all those years of going through all the things that happened and going for interviews and being held back, as I thought, by people, what I found was I was trying not to be me. Once I was me, I could do anything I wanted to do. So one of my biggest things I try and do when I work with people is try and get them to be that true self again, bring their best attributes out, bring those best bits of that person out and allow them to be them again. And it's such a privilege to be able to help people move on, move forward, move up. I don't think there's any other job I would want to do, because the look on someone's face when they can take back control of their life, they can do things they haven't done in potentially years, that feeling is just the best feeling in the world. That's my journey, that's my story. If you want to know more about me, look through my website, come and listen to stuff about me. I'm Becky Wells.